Sugar C here, checking in for duty on the one and only Select Radio. And the sun is shining. It's the Kuća Collective show. And this week, I've got a fantastic plot twist for you all. Yes, that's right. I'm back from a holiday and the boys have jetted off on their family holidays. So that leaves me in charge. I thought it'd be lovely to have some company in this week. So we have a guest in. Please welcome lovely Caboo. Not only is Caboo a fantastic DJ, but he also produces music. So jumping straight in with one of his very own tracks underneath right now. This is his newest track, High. Absolute stomper. When I asked Caboo about his release, he said High is an uplifting and euphoric track that takes listeners on a journey beyond the ordinary. With dreamy melodies, deep bass lines and an irresistible rhythm, I have to agree, the song creates a feeling of weightlessness. Like floating above the world, it captures the essence of bliss, freedom and escaping into the moment. It isn't about just love or music or chasing a dream. High is an anthem for those who want to rise above and lose themselves in the energy of sound. I think he captured that perfectly. Next up on his hit list, it's Miss MONIQUE, P.O.U, SUSIE Ledge with A Million Miles Away.
All I can see Kuća Collective.
You're a million miles away.
Next in, giving undeniable Faithless Insomnia vibes, but don't get too excited, mum, you'd be wrong. It's actually SENTIN and Luca Maria with You. You're locked in with myself, Sugar C, and our guest Caboo in the mix. I'm absolutely loving this mix, Caboo. Keep him coming. in, it's a bit of Joris VOORN and his remix of Transmission, originally by KLEIN. When I asked a bit about Caboo and his style, he said he places his focus on making vibrant ambiances and energetic atmospheres through selection of his favourite records and fragments. His aim, appealing to the most remote individual he can reach, varying his styles through organic music and different genres.
Select Radio is our house.
Next up, Caboo is about to drop AQUARIUS EZRA Hologram. Keep it locked, you're in the mix with the Kuća Collective, Caboo in the mix, and this is Select Radio.
Collect.
This is definitely a Sugar C track. I'm loving the tracks you're throwing down this week, Caboo. If you like it too, track ID on this one is BERG, SERAPH. Next up, it's ARTBAT with a track I haven't heard yet. The track is Afterparty, a cheeky little vocal they stole from one of my other favourite producers, Carl Watson. So, who is this wonderfully talented DJ behind the decks, I hear you ask? Caboo, born in Kosovo, based in Germany, much like us in the collective, has a love for more than just one electronic music genre. He has an enviable talent producing music in tech house and melodic techno, just to name a couple, but ultimately comes under the umbrella of everything we love here at Kuća. From Afro to minimal, a man of many, many talents, one might say. He's been on the DJ scene since his music interest first peaked in the year of 2000, and he's had enviable gigs across the globe. If you'd like to connect, just search Caboo on socials. That's CABOO.
Last night was a great night. Had a lot of
last night.
There it was, that cheeky little Kyle Watson vocal. Original track ID on that one was the After Hours.
A lot of things that don't happen to every person happened to me last night, hanging out at the club. The after party. The after parties where we play house music till 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, till noon. Just the after, they call it.
If you had any cobwebs, hopefully we've just blown those away nicely for you. Stepping up with some of their newest music next. I just love seeing these guys drop frequent bombers. Heavyweights, Cosmic Gate and James French up next with I'm on Fire.
In the silence This is Kuća Collective.
Another great track choice by Caboo. Next in, it's AELVA with Conflicts in Outer Space. absolutely in love with the vibes this week. Melodic techno at its finest. And next in, it's another treat for you all. AQUARIUS with Petals. I'm Suga C, he's Caboo. Stick around, you've got a little bit more with us in store just yet.
In the mix with Kuća Collective.
Another firm Kuća Collective favourite up next. Shout out to the boys out in Cuba on their holidays. This is ARGY and TNY with DURO.
1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, dale para abajo, 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, dale para abajo, 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, dale para abajo, 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, 4, como un papi, dale pa' abajo. 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, dale pa' abajo. 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, como un papi, dale pa' abajo. 4, 3, 2, 1, papi, dale duro.
Next, it's a personal favourite of mine. When we play a track like this between the crew, we normally give it a dark and nasty rating. ANYMA, known for creating these kind of tracks, frequently gets played within the group. So it's a pleasure to announce next up on Caboo's hit list as we draw towards the close of the show is the one and only ANYMA, ARGY and Son of Sun with Voices in My Head.
Voices in my head go, 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 voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Voices in my head go.
In the mix with Kuća Collective.
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. 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 I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. 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 I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. 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 I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. Voices in my head go. Voices in my head go.
It's almost time to close the show, and coming up next as our last track, it's BENASSI, ARTBAT and The Biz, Love Is Gonna Save Us. But first, we've got to give a nod to this week's show because it's been a blast. Special thanks to our wonderful guest, Caboo. We'd love to have you back sometime in the future, buddy. And special shout outs this week going to Valerie, Maggie, Nancy, Janet, Barry, Karina, Zoe, and Josh and the team at Select. And as always, sending the love and good vibes to each and every one of you locked in. Listeners old and new, thank you for joining us. Keep it locked, keep it Select. Over and out.
Stones and flowers on the ground, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Stones and flowers on the ground, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Stones and flowers on the ground, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. We are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. Shadows walking in the crowd, we are lost and found, but love is gonna save us. But love is gonna save us.